All right, guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do America's Best Comics Top 10, issue number 11. There's only one to go, and there's also a mini series with 4 or 5 issues after this one. But yeah, we're going to round this up pretty soon. But this issue is the aftermath of what's happened in the last issue. A villain was revealed, a storyline was closed, and it was also a death in the precinct. And that crosses over in this issue. There's a lot of emotions, a lot of anger, a lot of sadness, as you can also a little bit see here on the cover. But it seems that in the wake of that particular death, they have another recruit. So the captain is Captain Joe here, or Captain Trainer, as he's calling him Joe. So he's looking at the reader, but the reader is basically the new recruit. And the precinct is destroyed because of what happened in the last issue, right? So he's basically introducing this guy to the precinct, and everybody's looking at them, right? And and then he's telling everybody, "From hey, listen." Oh, wait a minute. So this is Sergeant Caesar, right? You have a new recruit. His name is Joe Pye. Pete here immediately doesn't like him. And Joe's from Turningfield, over in Precinct 9. Anyway, Joe will be partnering Irma. I'm sure you do all your best to make him feel welcome. Nobody says anything. So Irma is since Officer Lee is dead, right? Because, well, she died during the attack. And he says, "I'm sorry for your loss." He says, "Yeah, whatever," right? And he's sitting in front of this guy. Nobody sees him, and Pete is all angry, looking down at this robot. So, he's talking about what happened, about Stefan Krasik, Killer Qualtz, right? She is dead, and Sung Lee is dead. They're all dead, right? And also he's talking about John Cabot, the devil worshipper that was on the Roman dimension, and he won a gladiator attack. So he seems that he is okay and he's coming home, right? And Detective Jackson here, is not here, but is welcoming him over at Transworld. So he's come back. So, and then he says, "Hey, everyone is getting an assignment to do their job." And there's a lot of what I like about this book is a lot of things on the background that tells a story. For instance, Pete here looks at the robot very angry, and then Dwayne here says, "Just dude, calm down." There's no with words, but this very visual part here tells a very good story. And then he says, "Oh, by the way, I got also a letter from someone called Maxim." Anybody heard of him or her? Well, no. But then Smax comes in and he says, "Hey, Jeff, something up? I figure you heading over to the hospital to see Robin." Yeah, I am. "Listen, Sarge, that letter to Maxim, it's for me." "Jeff's Maxim, that's you? Look, I changed my name, okay? It's no big deal. So could I just have it? Thanks, and give everybody's regards to Robin." All right, so he's going to Robin, and he's still damaged. I mean, his face is still burned from the attack. And meanwhile, the other ones go to where are they going, by the way? Diesel Street, because there's a killing. So the robot wants to try to, talk to Irma, right? And he says, I'm really sorry for your loss. And he says, "Yeah, that's what your grief counseling software tells you? Is that what's bothering you, that I am an AI?" Stan Lee. "No, what? Just because I'm a preacher, you figure I'm a bigot?" This comic is so ahead of its time. This is from 2001, and they are tackling topics what is still going on, right? But here has been, they are tackling this in a very different way, in a very respectful way, right? She confirms that he's got a file on her, right? Yeah, I have very Neapolitan direction on files, yes. Right, so you know about me, my old man, my kids. So what is your emotions? They're just part of your programming, and yours aren't. So they are bickering here, right? He says, listen, you don't know what I feel like. There ain't binary code for what I feel like, okay? Just let me drive. All right. Yes, I'm told this is gang territory, he says. Yeah, you're told. I like that. That's a nice touch. Instead of my programs tell me your language software uses, I'm told. More human, huh? Less alienating. She's real pissed off. And then Pete also is pissed off. And he says, hey guys, how's look? Hey Irma, hey Joe. Yeah, huh? Hey Joe, where you going with the battery up your butt? He's really hating them. So this guy called Bubblegum Boy, he looks like an old dude, is dead. Maybe they say, hey, maybe the gangbangers did it, right? So he's going off on the robot, and then Dwayne says, Pete, shut the hell up. Why do you want to call Janice? And then some other people that live there, hey, they got a spambo. And so these are, so he's, hey, Spambo, they let you use the shaver socket in the washroom? Sure, incidentally, that DAT you're stored on, it will gradually lose its information. Me on a trillion byte cube, so he's burning him. But then Irma says, hey, what are you doing with the body? With respect, why shouldn't I? I don't leave contaminating fingerprints. Plus, I can suction up particles for immediate microanalysis. What do you say? I don't know, some trilobite cube shit. So Peter's all pissed off and he says, let's round him up. They are just gangbangers. But then Joe here says, so he has some, he discovered that this bubblegum boy has a silicate in his windpipe and he was smothered. Yeah, and he's suspect Sherlock. And then he looks up and he says, hey, let me go inside this building and I'm coming back. Situations? Where is he going? Peabody, you are riling me up. All right. What? What do I say? And since when you have been such a clockwork kisser? It's Pete, another cop, another guy. You don't call him it, nor clicker, nor none of that stuff. And but then the morgue car comes automatically here, and then Joe comes out with this old woman. And it seems that she is responsible for that, but the plot, I lost it a little bit here because how did he know that she did it and how? But maybe we're going to figure that out in later issues. But the case is solved, and he did it in a very, efficient way. There's a lot of stuff going on. So Sergeant Peacock, I guess, is coming back and is greeted by his family. And I try to always recognize, is this so for certain? Well, probably not. Anyway. So he says, children, bless the good devil that I'm home, right? And he's won a prize because he's won the tournament, right? And so Cindy is here telling about what happened at the precinct, that Sung Lee died, and then he's, hey, maybe you should come to the funeral. But then he is also touching, is this Popeye, by the way? And isn't this from a cartoon? So many Easter eggs. But then she also highlights something, that maybe other people are wondering. Is there any special reason Marika and your kids are walking so far behind us? No, it's just tradition. The man of the family walks ahead. Yeah, just like in Muslim communities. I mean, you can think, you have an opinion. You can have a right to have an opinion about that. I have an opinion about that, but it's not here nor there. It's just comics here. But then, what I like about this, there is also things that's coming up from previous issues that is still relevant here. And I didn't know that here because you see the sidekicks ad here, right? And you can say, well, it's part of the background. Well, it seems that this is a part of the story because the sidekicks was also a little bit relevant in the storyline in previous issues. Dude, there's so much going on here. So this is in the hospital. Is this Dr. Fate? And is this a nod to the original Red Tornado, Ma Hunkel, from DC Comics, from the GSA? Soylent Green from the movie? All right, Smax tells about what's happening, right? And And then she told you once she was blacking out, there was a person there. It's called the rumor. And but you said the rumor was just a precinct joke, right? Well, yeah, that's what everybody told me, says Smacks. Unless everybody's having a joke on me, or no, I can't see them doing that. Most probably just hallucinated from the shock or whatever. Right. He says, yeah. But then she asked Robin, and Robin asked him, say, can you take care of my dad, right? Because normally she'd do that, but she's in a hospital, right? Is this Doctor Who? And is this Fu Manchu? I could be wrong. Anyway, so he needs to go because visiting hours is up. Dude, what is this? There's so much going on here. It's just amazing. So, and it seems that Joe is now, how do you say, interrogating this old woman, but he's doing that in a, very compassionate way. And she talks and said, yeah, I'd like to talk to you because years ago, back at Protector's Beak, we had a post-organic servant called Harvey. I could always talk to Harvey anytime. So even the sergeant and the captain says, he's got a good technique, don't you think? Yeah, he's real efficient. Then she says, I'm waiving my right to an attorney. Is this being recorded? Yes, and filmed. If you're comfortable with that, let's begin. All right. Now, I lost this a little bit. There's so many small storylines going through each other. And at some point, I think, oh, yeah, with the sidekicks. What was that story all about again? I forgot totally. So Phantom Girl, that's not Phantom Girl, but I call her Phantom Girl because there's so many characters in here. So I'm calling her for now Phantom Girl because I forget her name. And she's checking on this guy that's doing some investigation about some cases. He says, Jackie, you know much about boy bands? Nuh-uh, I don't know much about any boy anything. Well, she's a lesbian, right? She likes women. I heard the last Sidekicks album, Boy Wondering, it was just a smooth mush. I was wondering about music industry politics. So he is talking about a case with Garland, and I forgot, who is this Garland guy? I don't know. But long story short, it seems that Sidekicks were former science sidekicks before they became a boy band, right? And it seems that they are affiliated with a guy called Blue Jay. Oh, Glenn Blue Jay Garland, junior partner to Perry Somerville, AIAE of the Kingfisher. And he says, I wonder if we have anything on Somerville. So there I'll find something out that could be interesting. And I, like I said, I lost the plot here a little bit. Anyway, so he said, hey, can you talk to Captain Tranner and see what he thinks? So Peter's still angry, right? He said, you guys be at Lee's funeral this afternoon? Yeah, I am. Probably Pete's gonna have some kind of a technophobic seizure before then. Hey, I ain't no click-a-licker. This is about the new guy. Yeah, Jax, he was great. There was 3 minutes, crime solved, perp in the car. Damn robots, just after our jobs. Not only that, I heard you like, human women. Pete, robots and women, that's only happens in your porno collection. So it seems Joe is here and he says, hey, let me ask him and myself. Peter, don't be an asshole. Hey, Officer Python, is that right about you guys and human women? You can keep your pincers off them. And he said in response, well, that's an interesting question, Officer Cheney. As far as I know, it's much more common for humans to have sexually aroused by machines than the other way around. Well, that's a load of crap. Where's your evidence? Well, with respect, I should point out that you're the one who's feeling up my retard hillbilly cousin Emmy Sue in public. What? He says, Emmy Sue, it breaks my clockwork heart to see you lowering yourself like this, covering yourself up, girl, and we say no more about it. And everybody's laughing. So this guy's got a real sense of humor, right? And so Phantom Girls called General Kowalski talk about the Kingfisher, and he says that he has some group affiliations with the Seven Sentinels. Now, I remember the Seven Sentinels was a group of old superheroes that wants to release Quartz, the alien killer that's been killed in the last issue, and that she was afraid that the Sentinel might plan to kill her, right? She said maybe they didn't want to stand her trial, revealing probably a lot more than her killing other people. She said if anything happened to her, I should check her show reel, right? And it seems that Quartz was worked in the sex industry, and that, I got something in the car through my door. Sorry. And he also talked about the chicken supers. So she says the chicken supers, sir, it's Neapolis P-word slang for sexual available junior science sidekick. So yeah, there's a lot of mature stuff in here. So it seems that the Seven Sentinels are affiliated or maybe involved in I cannot say that on YouTube, the P-word stuff, right? So they are, looking into that, right? So they have a case here. Meanwhile, we are here at the funeral, and we have, Dead Man, Ghost Rider, Casper the Ghost, and who's this guy? I probably remember that. Elektra? Really? There's a lot of going on. All right, so Emma's being, laid to rest, right? And there's some stuff here on the back. Dude. So Irma is going back. All right, you didn't respect her enough to go to a funeral, huh? He says, but then why should you care, like you're even capable of? I assume you view my attendance as a pretense of emotions. I apologize. But then she realizes that she was in the wrong, and he says, sorry, I'm screwed up. Screwed up if you do, screwed up if you don't. You're okay. And then, Powerpuff Girls? She says, here we are. Come in if you want. See, she always come in and see the kids do tricks and stuff. And then this is a very emotional scene that I really like. This is a very mature comic. It tackles a lot of mature stuff. There's some jokes in here, for levity. But when it comes to the mature stuff, they handle it really, really well. You see real human emotions of a loss of a beloved character. So she introduces Joe to the family. And he also gives him a nod because he's, out of a job. And he says, hey, I'm told those precog laws are keeping you out of work. Did you know precognitives are still legal in physics research? So basically, hey, there might be a job for you in the future. So the kids say, do you do any tricks? Sung-Lee, she could do tricks. Lee's gone. And she says, as for tricks, I'm sorry, I don't know. And then he does it anyway. He puts off his head and do a trick for the kids, right? And then he say, hey, I'm going. It's been great meeting your family. I'll see you tomorrow. So, yeah, this guy is cool. He's okay, right? He is dealing with a lot of, backlash, but he dealt with it pretty good. Meanwhile, we have Smacks dealing with Robin's father, and Robin's, he's an old geezer. Look, just get in the bath. I can't take a bath myself. And anyway, you're blue. What the hell are you? Some kind of a blue monster from Blue World? Yeah, right. I'm a blue monster from Blue World, and unless you get your butt in that tub, it's gonna be blue too. Don't shout at me, goddamn no respect, little punk. Ain't you got a father of your own? Uh-oh. Guess not. Listen, take the damn bath yourself. You need me, I'll be outside. Poor Smacks. He's a tough guy, but he has also, some issues inside. There's only one issue left, guys. I hope it pays off. I really like this comic, but you probably already knew that. This, like I said, there's a lot about stuff that, storylines that blends into each other. And sometimes I forget because there's so much going on. But this book in general, it's good. It's really good. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.